Students, so I am on the last video of chapter 3, acid, bases and salts. I already finished about acid, bases, salts, their preparation and properties. Now we have the topic of laboratory preparation of some salts that I am going to explain you today. Under this heading laboratory preparation, just you have to learn the method of preparation and the equation. Procedure is also given, but no need to do the procedure, it is just for your knowledge. Mainly you have to do the method of preparation and the equation. Okay, so coming to the first salt, ferric chloride, FeCl3. So already we have discussed the preparation of this salt under the heading of soluble salts when we were preparing soluble salt. So first method we had done was a direct combination, and we prepared ferric chloride by direct combination. So method of preparation will be direct combination. Ferrous chloride FeCl2 can be prepared by displacement, but if it is ferric chloride then only direct combination. So iron and chlorine when combined directly in the ratio of 2:3, then they form ferric chloride. Okay, so here the apparatus, setting of apparatus is shown here in the form of a rough diagram. So before passing through iron, chlorine gas has to be dried out completely. So it is passed through the drying agent, which is concentrated sulfuric acid. Then it is passed through a combustion tube in which the iron coils are kept, and it is already heated. So when the chlorine gas is passed through heated iron, they combine together to form ferric chloride, and the ferric chloride thus formed, its vapors are collected in this conical flask. Later it gets solidified and deposit as brown scale of solid ferric chloride. Okay, this is the brown color ferric chloride salt can be seen here. And one more thing, it is seen in this figure that this conical flask is also have an attachment of a delivery tube which is having the fused calcium chloride. So actually it is to show that this ferric chloride salt remain in contact with fused calcium chloride, because ferric chloride is a deliquescent salt. So in order to avoid its contact with moisture, it is kept with the drying agent calcium chloride. So the function or the purpose of keeping calcium chloride here is as drying agent. Okay, so once again, ferric chloride is prepared by direct combination of iron and chlorine. It is collected inside the conical flask, but it is always kept with calcium chloride, which is a drying agent, in order to avoid its contact with moisture. One more thing can become in your mind, that ferric chloride we can directly prepare by heating the hydrated ferric chloride. Hydrated ferric chloride is FeCl3.6H2O. Generally, when hydrated salts are heated, they lose their water of crystallization and anhydrous salt is left behind. But in case of hydrated ferric chloride, when it is heated, in place of giving ferric chloride, it gives ferric oxide with HCl. So we can't prepare anhydrous ferric chloride by simply heating hydrated ferric chloride. Only one method is left, that is the direct combination of iron and chlorine. Next salt which we are going to prepare is zinc sulfate. Actually it is a hydrated salt, zinc sulfate heptahydrate, which is known as white vitriol, and the method of its preparation is by displacement. Okay, actually we are preparing two salts by displacement. One is zinc sulfate heptahydrate, which is white vitriol. Another is ferrous sulfate heptahydrate, which is green vitriol. Both these salts are prepared by the same method, that is displacement. So in displacement we are adding the metal through dilute sulfuric acid, which forms the soluble salt with effervescence, which is due to evolution of hydrogen gas. So when we add zinc metal to warm sulfuric acid, readily the reaction takes place with the formation of zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas evolves out. So once the effervescence stops, we need to concentrate the salt solution by heating, and then on cooling it combines with 7 water molecules to give white crystals of zinc sulfate heptahydrate. In the same way, with the same procedure, ferrous sulfate is also prepared. Method is displacement. Here we are adding iron pieces to dilute sulfuric acid under warm condition, which forms ferrous sulfate and liberate hydrogen gas. Once the effervescence stops, it means all these acid is being used up in the formation of salt. So we have to stop the stirring, and we have to filter to remove the excessive metal which may be added, and then on heating and then cooling, that iron sulfate added with 7 water molecules to give green crystals of ferrous sulfate heptahydrate. So 2 salts, same method, displacement. Coming to next salt, which is lead chloride. When we were doing the soluble and insoluble salt, I told you that lead chloride is one of the insoluble salt. So generally we follow the method of precipitation for preparing insoluble salt. So the method of preparation will be double decomposition precipitation. So we need to prepare lead chloride in its insoluble form. We are preparing its precipitate. So if it is decomposition reaction, then we have to decompose a soluble salt of lead with acid or the sodium salt having the required radical. Actually we are introducing chloride radical here. So in we have only one soluble salt of lead, that is lead nitrate. Lead sulfate is also an insoluble salt. So we can decompose lead nitrate by 2 compounds, either SCl or NaCl. As you know, we have to introduce chloride radical here. So we can decompose lead nitrate by SCl or NaCl. So if we decompose it with SCl, it will give you lead chloride and HNO3. If it is decomposed by NaCl, it will give you lead chloride and NaNO3. So lead chloride is an insoluble salt, but it gets dissolved in warm or hot water. So it is prepared by double decomposition precipitation. Next is calcium carbonate. You know, carbonates of all the metals except of sodium, potassium and ammonium are insoluble. So calcium carbonate is also an insoluble salt. Again the method will be double decomposition precipitation. So we are going to prepare calcium carbonate in the form of precipitate. Again we need to decompose a soluble salt of calcium. Here we are not having 2 options or 2 compounds for decomposition, because the radical which we want to introduce is carbonate radical, and for introducing carbonate radical we can't use carbonic acid because it is a weak acid. So we have only one option, that is of sodium carbonate. We can decompose calcium chloride only by sodium carbonate in order to get calcium carbonate and sodium chloride. Okay, so this is formation of calcium carbonate by double decomposition precipitation. Now coming to sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate can be prepared by combination of sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water. You can say that it is prepared by direct combination of 3 compounds. Actually first sodium carbonate and water are mixed and cooled by keeping under ice, and then carbon dioxide gas is passed or bubbled through the solution, and you see the sodium bicarbonate crystals. Okay, so sodium bicarbonate can be prepared by first adding or dissolving sodium carbonate to water and then passing carbon dioxide through it. Next salt is copper sulfate pentahydrate, which is also known as blue vitriol. So copper sulfate pentahydrate, the method of preparation is neutralization, but neutralization of insoluble base. I told you already that neutralization can be explained under 2 categories: neutralization with soluble base, which is titration, but here we are using neutralization of insoluble base. Insoluble base because we are preparing the copper salt and the base will be of copper oxide or copper hydroxide. Okay, and copper hydroxide and copper oxides both are insoluble bases, and we are going to neutralize it by acid because we are preparing the sulfate salt. So the acid would be sulfuric acid. So any of these 2 insoluble base can be taken. Copper oxide hydroxide, when neutralizes with sulfuric acid, gives copper sulfate and water. Same copper oxide, when neutralizes with sulfuric acid, gives copper sulfate and water. Now this copper sulfate, we have to concentrate the solution by heating, then on cooling it will add with 5 water molecules to give copper sulfate pentahydrate in the form of blue crystals. Okay. One more method for preparing copper sulfate is by decomposition of copper carbonate with dilute sulfuric acid. You know, the carbonates on decomposition with acids give you three compounds: salt, water and carbon dioxide. So we can decompose copper carbonate with sulfuric acid to get copper sulfate, water and carbon dioxide. So mainly if the question asked how can you prepare copper sulfate, so that method would be neutralization of insoluble base. But if they have given the option, and then you can also select decomposition of copper carbonate with sulfuric acid as one of the method for preparing the copper sulfate. Last is the preparation of sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate I have already explained you in detail under the heading of titration. So method of preparation will be titration, because we are neutralizing sulfuric acid with a soluble base. Sodium hydroxide is a soluble base, so it is neutralization of soluble base, which is also known as titration. So we get sodium sulfate and water. Okay, so the method will be same. First we have to know the required quantity. First we have to measure the quantity of sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid that should be mixed together to get only salt and water, because we have to avoid the addition of excessive reactant. So we follow the process of titration here in order to calculate or to measure the quantity of acid and base. So here I have finished this chapter 3, acid, bases and salts, and I request everyone to complete all the exercise questions. And if you have any doubt in the exercise questions or from questions anywhere in the book, in the chapter, so please ask me. And the next topic which is given in your book, that is properties of salt, that I have already explained you in class 9th, which was about water of crystallization, efflorescence, deliquescent, dehydrating agent, drying agent, everything I have already explained. So here I have completely finished the chapter 3, acid, bases and salt. So solve all the exercise question and clear your doubts.